What's going on, guys? Back with another Wizards video. And all I gotta say is, Russ and Brad have been playing out of their minds. This whole slate of the end of the season. They've been playing a ridiculous, crazy, high elite level of basketball. I mean, Brad dropped 50 last game. Russ tied the triple-double record. Probably about to break it the next game. I mean, them two dudes have just been playing completely on another level, worth of basketball lately. They really have. And regardless of how you may feel about like how that ends up this season, they get the 8th seed, but they're going to lose in the first round, etc. Even if you do feel like that in all, if you get these two guys playing at this high of level of basketball next season, the Wizards can really, if what we're seeing now is real, between Brad and Russ, and then you have the improvement of Rui Hachimura to add along with that coming into his third year next season, the Wizards can really make some noise next year. I'm telling you. What I'm seeing and what we're seeing at the end of this season is what I thought was what the Wizards were going to look like for the majority of the season. But you had the Russ quad at the beginning of the season. You had the COVID stuff. All of that stuff. It was crazy. And it was a really bad start. So they're making up they having to make up for a lot of that for the faults at the beginning of the season. And it was so bad that they playing so well right now, and they still only the 9th seed. So that tells you how rough the beginning of the season was. But we are really seeing that potential of what we all thought could be the season this year. With Russ doing this thing, playing at an extremely high level. With Brad scoring at an extremely high level. Now, I just feel like if you're a free agent or if you're another star player, let's say, for example, Karl-Anthony Towns. Now, I know you have to give up assets and you have to figure out salary and things like that. But how can you not look at the Washington Wizards and look at what Russ and Brad are doing? Like I said, I understand they're the 9th seed, etc., things like that. A lot of things factor into that. I don't know how you don't look at them and say, and don't say, I want to play with those guys. Because if I was a player, if I was a free agent, I would definitely want to play with these two dudes. Russell Westbrook he has shown me this year, because I've watched Russ when he played, in Houston and Oklahoma City. I've watched him. But, I wasn't like as in tune to his career. I didn't know. I knew he was a good player. His teammates liked him, no matter what the media tried to say and what NBA Twitter tried to say and things like that. But I've seen that he's a very good leader. He's helped, I know, Rui Hachimura a lot. Personally, I feel like he's helped Rui a lot. You see him on the sidelines, coaching up the team, and just, having those talks with Rui, getting into it with Denny, etc. All those good leadership qualities I've really seen this year, and I've been really, really impressed. I've been really impressed with him this year. Bradley Beal. I mean, doing pretty much what he was doing last season. Being an elite scorer. Just at all three levels. 3-point line, mid-range, free throw line, getting to the basket. And I think a lot of that also has to do with, Russ coming in and helping him push to another level. I think that all comes into a factor. And when you have guys, two top guys like that leading your team, I think that just naturally makes other players want to come and play with you. I think next year, the Wizards have an opportunity, if the front office can, continue to add pieces to help the team, like what Tommy Shepard did with Daniel Gafford at the trade deadline, how he has came in and really helped. And really help change the season as well and turn the season around. if the front office can continue to add pieces around Russ and Brad like they did with Daniel Gafford, we don't have to be talking about a play-in next year. I feel like what we're seeing now is just a small fraction of what the Wizards can do next season with some changes. They're playing good ball right now. They still have their issues, of course, but they're playing good ball right now when Thomas Bryant is hurt. Deni Avdija is hurt. They've had injuries. Rui's missed some games. It's been a couple different things still, and they're still playing at an extremely high level, and that's a lot of that is due to Brad and Russ playing at an extremely high level. But Rui Hachimura is kind of coming into his own. He is balling out, which I love to see. Davis Bertans has improved his shooting. Now, one big thing that I always will harp on, and you guys know this, next year, just as important it is for the front office to help build a team around Russ and continue to add these pieces, even if they aren't stars, like, for example, the Phoenix Suns, they have Devin Booker and Chris Paul. They don't got, a third star or a fourth star on the team. They got Jay Crowder, DeAndre Ayton, Cameron Johnson. They got other guys that, contribute, other role players, and they all come together as a team, as a unit, and are a really good team. They don't got a bunch of star power everywhere. They got two guys, and they got a really nicely built team, and they are a well-coached team. And you can win in the league like that. And I feel like the Wizards, with Brad and Russ, can really win games next season. They can really win games. But I think, like I said, just as important as it is for the front office to build around Brad and Russ, it is important and very, very vital for the Wizards to have the correct coach to lead this team into next season. This is the last year of Scott Brooks' deal. I don't think he should return. Even if they do make it to the playoffs, it would take, probably them getting into the second round for him to come back, in my opinion. Even though I know reports have said Russ loves him, Brad loves him, the Wizards love him. And that's all fine and dandy. But you can love somebody and they still not be the best option for the team. I mean, that's just what it is. It's a business. Everybody know that. Franchises move away from players that they love all the time. That's just how it go. And I think there's a good amount of options out there. You got, and this is just from Wes Unseld Jr., and you have the whole history with his father playing for the Bullets in Washington. You have Becky Hammon from San Antonio coming from that Greg Popovich line. It is just Sam Cassell, Nate McMillan. It's a couple of different options. It's a lot of different coaches out there who, Wizards fans like, Wizards fans have consistently brought up. My number one option personally is Becky Hammon. I'm a big Becky Hammon fan. I would love for her to, come to the nation's capital and be the coach. I feel like she could really get this team to where they want to be, especially with that coaching line that she came from. I've just been very and just to talk about Russ, I've said this before, Russ, I give a shout out to Russ fans and his stands. They can be a little crazy at times, say some things that I don't agree with, but they definitely held down their guy, throughout the struggles and all that. I mean, I give 100% of my respect to that and to them for that. They've held them down. They ain't switch up. Yeah, they got on him when they wanted them to play better, or like when he ain't making his free throws, but they held the guy down. And for that, respect, 100%. And I think Russell Westbrook in general just needs to be respected more. Just throughout the, sports media, you got Stephen A. Smith saying all this garbage, and I mean, what he's doing is not easy to do. That's why there's not a bunch of players doing it. You could call it stat padding or like with Brad, fake stats and all that garbage. The guy plays the game hard. He plays the games hard. Simple as that. He goes out there and plays like a dog every game in and out. I've watched it. You know, and sometimes it may hurt the team, and a lot of times it helps the team. You know, that's just who Russell Westbrook is as a player, and you got to respect that at the end of the day. And I just feel like he gets a lot of disrespect for no reason, in my opinion. You know, he's a very polarizing player, understandably, and I just think he takes a lot of hate that he shouldn't be taking, especially right now where he's playing at a very, very high level. And I understand at the beginning of the season why people were, you know, calling him washed and stuff, and that's on the Wizards because they were playing him when he wasn't healthy. So they brought that on themselves. But, you know, what he's doing is rare, man. It's a rare feat. And it's not, I mean, when's the next player who's going to be able to do what he did, is doing at the point guard position? Who knows? You know, and I think he may be more respected, you know, just nationally and everything once he's retired. Because people even do it with LeBron. They just hate and just have all these issues. And you just got to understand and respect just what certain guys are doing that are special when they're still playing. You know, that's why I think with Russ, when he's retires, I feel like he'll get, you know, his respect. But he should already be getting that. And I feel like he's getting a lot of unnecessary disrespect. But, I mean, that's all I really got to say, guys. Brad and Russ are killing it. And it's making me have really high hopes for next season. Just a couple changes. Add some more pieces to help them. Coaching change. Bring in another coach. Some fresh blood. And let's get this thing rolling, man. You know, hopefully they end the season off strong. Get into the playoffs. We see what happens. But that's all I got for you guys now. So until next time. Peace.